Welcome back to Mental Health Matters. Welcome back to a brand new episode. And this week we'll be talking about narcissism, being narcissistic. That's why the title is Can Anyone Be a Narcissist? And I guess the first thing that I'm just going to say is I believe that yes, anybody can be a narcissist. Anybody can, including myself. I can be a narcissistic person. Anyone. No one is incapable. No one is unable to be one. And that's exactly what we are going to unpack today. So thank you so much for joining, for subscribing, for liking, and for always engaging with this channel. I would appreciate it if you would continue to do so, to even share with other people that you feel will learn a lot, benefit something, and enjoy or just join in to this kind of community. So let's get into our topic for today. Okay, so first of all, I'm constantly just paying attention to what is going on and, just the behavior of people and us as a collective, us as a society. And I think more than recently, we hear a lot of people just throwing around the term narcissist. You're a narcissist. She's narcissistic. He's narcissistic. That is narcissism, and so on. Everywhere we go, that is something that is loosely used. Like anywhere, you can be grabbing something somewhere, you can be on the social networks, you can be talking to somebody else, something on the news, this, that. There's always that word that is being thrown out there to describe a particular person. And I truly believe that for us to, before you even label a person, before you even say she's this and she's that, it's better to have an understanding as to why is the person showing those kinds of qualities. Why is this person acting like a narcissist? I can act like a narcissist, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I am a narcissistic person or I have narcissistic personality disorder. But I can act like a narcissist. I can have narcissistic behavior and traits and tendencies. So we have come to a point where we are not able to draw the line. We don't know where to draw the line or what to do. And I understand and I respect that nobody has the time, right? No one has the time to really take the time to understand why people behave the way that they do. But we are so quick to be like, ooh, she's that, and it's natural. That's a human being tendency or trait that we all have, and we are capable of doing that. But from personal experience, the more I took the time to understood why people act the way that they do, I felt free. I didn't feel like it was my duty to entertain the behavior. I didn't feel like it was my duty to be like, oh, but why? Why do you keep on lying about this? Or why do, like, it's not my problem. I didn't feel like it was my duty. I didn't feel like it was my problem. I understood what I understood. And how did I gain the understanding? I gained the understanding based on the information that that particular person has shared about themselves. Once you understand, once we truly listen to what people have to say about themselves, where they come from, what they've been through, then we wouldn't be dealing with such things right now. We wouldn't be dealing with a lot of narcissistic people. We wouldn't be dealing with narcissism at all. But we would be dealing with narcissistic tendencies and behaviors. You see, when you are dealing with a tendency, which is like a habit, which is like a type of behavior, it usually comes up under certain circumstances. So if you are behaving in a particular way, if you have a narcissistic tendency, it's not always going to show up. You're not going to act narcissistic all the time. There are things that will trigger that tendency, and then it will show up and show out. So when we understand who people say they are, when a person is telling you who they are, where they come from, what happened, where they are right now, and how is it linked to their past, it's going to take you less than a few minutes to be able to make a decision and choose for yourself as to whether you're going to deal with that behavior, you're going to tolerate it, you're going to find a way to move away from it, avoid it, get rid of it, whatever. It's your choice. No one gets to decide. But we are now dealing with situations where people are really finding it hard. And the thing is, nobody can change another person. You cannot change another person. You can never, ever. Most of the time, you have to make a decision for yourself, how you are going to change. How is your approach going to change when dealing with a person that has narcissistic tendencies? So here's the breakdown from my perspective. First of all, if we define, right, let's go to the roots, let's go to the background, let's go to the bottom of it all. If we look at many definitions of, if we simply look at, one single definition of narcissism or a narcissistic person is a person who thinks highly of themselves and sees other people as being less than them, or regards other people as people that are not equal to them, or not at the same level. But it's not only about the thinking or regarding themselves as being the high up, being at the top, and other people are nothing. No, they act it out. They will make you feel, they will show you how you are nothing, how you are not worth it, and they have more worth than you. So narcissism comes from arrogance. If we say that a person is arrogant and they are doing things, they're doing things to make you feel less than, then we can say that you have narcissism or you are narcissistic at that point in time. That is the definition that is being put out there about narcissism, if we have to explain it. And most importantly, narcissism is not a mental illness, but it can be regarded as a mental health condition. A condition. Remember, conditions are conditional. It means it happens at a particular time. When you are triggered, you start becoming narcissistic. Very important for us to understand everything. Understand everything. When a person is talking to, when a person is acting up, understand. Take the time to observe. Don't be too quick to judge. We are so quick to judge. We're so quick to get to the conclusion, the grand conclusion. But if you really take a sit back and you really take the time out to have a full understanding of what is going on, you will learn a lot and you will save yourself from so much trouble. So that is, from my perspective, narcissism and the information that is out there. Okay, something connected to arrogance, someone who thinks highly of themselves, other people are less than, and they are doing things to show. So If you have dealt with narcissistic people, or have come across narcissistic personality disorder in people, whether people that are close to you or people that are famous or whatever that is out there, where whatever situation where a person is regarded as a narcissist, if we take a look at where they come from and what they have experienced, whether it's in their childhood or the challenges that they had to deal with, most of the time we find that these are people, when they were young, they were either bullied or they felt less than, they didn't have enough, resources. They had problems, like major issues that made them different or made them feel less than compared to other children, other kids, other people in that sphere, in that circumstance, in that situation, whatever it was, really. They felt less than, and to an extent where they were even bullied. Like I said, they were mocked. Maybe they didn't have enough money, they didn't have this and that, and life was really hard. And somehow they were able to work their way to the top, find a way out of those circumstances, find a better life, find whatever it is that works for them, whatever ideal life that they've always wanted, or whatever ideal life that is way better than the kind of life that they lived. Now, they transitioned, right? Not they, actually. The circumstances changed. There was a transition. The context changed. You didn't have nothing. You lived in this poor home and this and that. And now you have your own place, or you have a better home. And now, let's say you have a job, or you're getting money, or you have a business, whatever, really. I'm not limiting this to one definition of success. Let's just say the person experienced success for him or for her, whatever that means. Now, things have changed around that person's life. They have leveled up. They're on another level, right? But are they on another level mentally? Did they make the changes mentally? Did they find a way to deal with the traumas? Did they find a way to deal with everything that they had to go through? Or did they just hop into this new life and, become great and feel great, and finally, when you finally get the respect that you deserve, and you finally feel like, oh, I'm living the life that I've always wanted to live. Everybody's respecting me. Everybody's now listening to what I have to say. And in the past, they never used to listen to what I had to say. You feel good. Life is good. But what is happening internally? What is happening to your mental health? Did the transition take place internally? It did not. Yes, you're a new man physically, or a new woman. Physically, we can see the changes. We can see everything. But mentally, you never took the time to find a way to heal. Because even in that success, even in that moment of feeling like, oh, I'm the best and I'm the baddest, you become narcissistic, or you have narcissistic tendencies. Why? Because even when you're at the top, you feel like there are other people that are better than you. And you're feeling threatened. You feel like there are people that might just take away everything from you. Maybe they might just take everything away from you. Maybe they might just get you back to where you were. So you haven't really taking the time to process your life so that you realize that in this moment, oh, I'm living the best life, I'm a great person, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I am in this moment. I'm no longer in the past. And no one will ever take me back to the past. I will never be that kid again. I will never be that child that struggled. I will never be that baby, or that my parents are no longer in that situation, or they will never be the same parents that they were. We will never live in that place anymore. We will never be, you are not in those circumstances anymore. Your mental memory, there's something called mental memory. Your mental memory is not able to identify where it is. It still thinks that you still think you're in the past, you're in those circumstances, and you're feeling threatened, and you have to be arrogant, you have to be narcissistic and push other people down because you feel like it's a competition. You have to fight for your life. Ooh, they might just take away everything away from you. Ooh, they might just make you feel less than and get you back to that poverty and get you back to those circumstances, which is not true. Your mind is lying to you. So why do we do the work? Why do we have to constantly take care of our mental health? Why do we seek professional help and go for therapy and talk to professionals? It's because they are there to help us guide the mind and remind the mind that this is your reality right now. What happened to you? It happened. And I'm sorry that it happened, but you are no longer in those circumstances. There's no need for you to be the boss of everybody and step on people. They're not going to do anything to you. And there's no need for you to fake a life that you don't have. That's even worse. There's no need for you to fake and become something that you're not. There's no need for you to fake and become something that you're not because you're trying to prove to people that, ooh, you didn't go through the struggles and you are no longer this. You don't have to prove anything. But who is going to remind you of that? Who is going to help guide you out of that mental state? It's only when you start taking accountability and responsibility and working on your mental health, finding help, seeking professional help, even if it's not seeking professional help, because we have people that are against seeking professional help. You know, it's still very taboo. It's still very, for some people, it's like, oh, why do I have to waste my money? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? And go and talk to a professional. But the truth of the matter is, those professionals are there to help you with your mental health. Because if you do not, with each day that you become narcissistic and you show those narcissistic tendencies, you are putting yourself in danger, you're ruining your life, and there's a possibility that you would actually go back, get yourself back to those traumatic situations that you experienced, and even worse than before. So every narcissist that we label, they've had a tough background. They have felt less than. And they constantly feel the need to prove a point and demand respect. And nobody owes them respect. But why are they doing that? It's because they never did the work. Why are they doing that? Yes, maybe it's because they don't know that they need to do the work. But unfortunately, no one is going to do the work for them either way. They have to take accountability. They have to seek help. They have to try and figure out ways to make peace with the past. I always say, if we say that a person is narcissistic, they haven't made peace with the past. You still think you are that kid in high school, you are that kid in primary school that was being bullied, and you constantly had to prove your worth to other kids. That time they were also kids. If you really think about it, you were all 13 and 14 and 16. So many of us were bullied. I remember, I think in my last episode, I did say that I did not allow anybody to step on me. And for sure, there were kids that tried, and it hurt and whatever. And even today, for some of them, when you bump into them at the malls or at the, I don't know, wherever, in public, they still will act in that way, that type of way, and look down upon you, whatever the case is. And in my mind, I just I just smile, and in my mind, and I'm just like, you're still stuck in the past. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here in the present, living my best life. I'm here in the present, living my best life. You're still stuck in the past when you were 13 years old and I was 13 years old. Really? But I've also realized, I'm also not judgmental to that extent, because I realize, oh, you haven't done the work. You haven't figured out your mental health. You haven't figured out your mental wellness. You don't know how to take care of yourself mentally. And right now we are living in a world that has so much information. Right now there are so many professionals. There's so many people, whether you're seeking, just someone that you can just talk to. Just talk to someone who can help you gain clarity about you. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. So yeah, we might throw jabs and say, narcissistic. She's narcissistic. He's a narcissistic. But what we are not realizing is that we are feeding the problem. You are encouraging that behavior to continue on. Maybe what we should be encouraging is, maybe what we should be saying, especially on these social media spaces, what we should be saying, or the question that we should be all asking really is, do you feel like you've gone through a process of acceptance and healing regarding your past and all the things that you went through? Do you realize where you are right now? Now, do you realize where you are? That you're no longer in those circumstances right now? And do you realize that your actions are actually dragging you down the drain and getting you back to where you were, and even worse? One thing that I've learned, just to wrap this up, is one thing I'm learning rather is there's no point in attacking someone. When you feel attacked, right, by a narcissist or a non-narcissistic person, whatever the case is, whenever someone is attacking you, or whenever you feel attacked by a person, don't attack back. Ask them questions. Ask them questions that will help them reflect about their behavior. Like, oh, so you're insulting me right now. Oh, okay. So why are you insulting me? No, I'm not insulting you. Okay, but why are you using those kind of words? What is your intention? How do you feel right now? Or you feel angry. Why? Why do you feel? Oh, you feel the need to defend yourself. Okay. Oh, you feel the need to so you are insulting me because you feel the need to defend yourself. Why? Because you feel like I attacked you by saying this. Oh, okay. So after you've defended yourself, what are you going to gain? What are you going to gain from that experience? How is it going to help you become a better person than you were yesterday? Like, ask people questions. Let's ask people questions so that they can come back to their senses and reflect about their behavior, and really truly see themselves in those experiences. Because there's no point in us throwing that jab. Oh, you're a narcissist. Guess what? You are inflating that narcissist. Tomorrow he's going to be more than just a narcissist. So let's throw questions. Let's ask people questions so that they can self-reflect. It's not your job to reflect on behalf of someone else. It's not your job for you to reflect for them. You can only reflect about your own life. You only know what is going on in your own life. You don't know what's going on in my life, for example. So let's become a more reflective society. There's no time to attack people that we see that life has attacked them. You can see that this person, life has attacked them from the get-go. They've even shared that with us. They've even exposed that life has constantly been attacking them. And so now, right now, they feel like, oh, I need to attack everybody. And they're not going about it the right way. So that's just all that I wanted to put out there, especially in South Africa currently, and what we are really going through with, a lot of personalities that we see behaving in a certain type of way. And you see a group of people just attacking back and attacking and making fun of it. Yeah, it's nice. It's entertaining for sure. But are we helping the problem? Are we just encouraging the problem? I guess that's the last thing that I really want to say. So thank you so much for tuning in and constantly learning. This channel is meant to help us learn about ourselves really and improve each and every day and become our best selves and become successful, because everything starts here. It's a mental thing before the materials, before the nice fluffy stuff and whatever that we can see and that we work hard for every day. It has to be a mental thing, because if you're not working it mentally, then at the end of the day, it's pointless. So thank you very much for tuning in. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.